the case. Anyway, let's get to the most bet on props of the day. Propaganda. These are the most bet on props according to BetMGM. Earl, it wasn't politics. It's like a reality TV show that they got pardoned. Like, it's not being political. That's it. It's not politics. Anyway, most bet on props according to BetMGM for the Knicks Pacers game. Everyone's on Jalen Brunson over points. I'm going to tell you why that's a bad bet in a second. Mikal Bridges under 4.5 rebounds. That's way too juiced anyway. And the boards are all going to go to Cat and Mitch Robb. Pascal Siakam for his field goal. I don't bet those. All the power to you. Miles McBride over 6.5 points. Tyrese Halliburton over 20.5 points. Now, I have a different way to play that. If you want to not just back like the most bet on props like the public, there's a different way to look at it. These are 3 things that I looked at. I mentioned these this morning on the premium subscription for the PropQueen.com newsletter, so you could check that out. The afternoon newsletter for basic subscribers is $8.99, and it goes out right after the show in case you missed anything. But the morning subscribers get all this info before noon Eastern time, so it gives you a little bit of time. Jalen Brunson, he had a lot of success against the Pacers this year. Dating back to even last season, Brunson's averaged just over 30 points a game through 16 games against Indiana, including the playoffs last year. However, in the games at Indiana since the beginning of last year, Jalen Brunson is averaging just under 24 points a game. A 30.5 points prop or a 29.5 points prop. It's too high. Too high. So I would say to stay away from Jalen Brunson over points as long as he's not at Madison Square Garden. Now, what does go up on the road is Jalen Brunson's assists. Jalen Brunson's assists, it went up from 5.5 to 6.5 with juice to the over. And I meant like the prop itself has gone up with juice to the over. So Brunson's only had 5, 11, and 1 assists in this series. I know there's an 11 in there. That was at MSG. But like the fact he had 1 assist and yet his props up to 6.5 on the road. Brunson's averaging about 6 assists per game against Indiana dating back to last year. At home, he's averaging just about 4.5 assists per game. So he really does go up in the assists. Now, I know a lot of people think that Karl Anthony Towns is the big play tonight. I'm staying away because I've heard too many people like it. I know he's crushed the Pacers. I know that someone between Brunson and Cat has to go off for the Knicks to win this game tonight. I would go Brunson assists instead of points. Joseph Rodriguez says, I think Brunson drops a 40-piece lemon pepper all flats. Maybe at the Garden. I just can't. I don't hate, like, I'm not going to tell you that you're a bad gambler for betting over on Brunson points against Indiana. Donovan Mitchell destroyed Indiana all series when the Cavs played them. That's fine. But I'm just going to stay away from Brunson points. I think that the number is indicating that the book likes the assists more. Again, when you only went over 5.5 assists one time this series and your prop goes up to 6.5 with juice to the over, the book's telling us something. Now, as for Tyrese Halliburton, his assist prop scares me tonight because it's only 8.5. We are talking about a point guard that has put up 10+ assists in like every game this year. That's obviously an exaggeration, but Halliburton is an assist machine. Point guards have done really well dishing the ball out against the Knicks, especially with the Knicks road D. So why is Halliburton's prop only 8.5? Now that's fishy to me, which is why I like his points plus assists at 30.5. The Knicks have struggled the most against the point guard position, especially when they're on the road. Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, they've all had success on their home courts going over this number. 30.5, just put up 20 and 7 in game 3. I would look to Halliburton over points and assists. Like, he just had 27. So if it's up to 30.5 and the book hasn't come down on the number, I think one saves the other in some capacity. But either way, that's the way I would play Tyrese Halliburton tonight. I have to add some more things, but I do have some Major League Baseball action to get to. I think that's all I have on the NBA for tonight. I'm just going to add some graphics right now for Major League Baseball because we do have some matchups to watch for batters. We have some fishy lines to share. Royal Locks. I think that's everything for baseball. Okay. Let's get to Fishy Lines. Fishy line number 1 of the day. Toronto Blue Jays, money line. This line moved a good amount against Texas overnight. And everyone's going to think I am crazy, but I am not because the numbers back it up. If you don't know, now you know. Nathan Eovaldi has sucked against the Toronto Blue Jays. In his last 6 starts against Toronto, Eovaldi's 0-2 with a 9.33 ERA. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is hitting .435 against him. Bo Bichette hits .320 against him, and Alejandro Kirk 6 for 10. The Rangers' bats have been atrocious. They're averaging 2.5 runs a game, losing 7 of their last 8 with a 190 batting average. Their bullpens are about even. So, that's the first fishy line of the day. Do not bet the Rangers. Look at that number, minus 146 for Nathan Eovaldi, who's pitching like a Cy Young candidate against one of the pitchers allowing the most home runs of this year for Toronto. I mean, he's tied, I think, for Bowden Francis is tied with Jameson Taillon for allowing, I think, the second most home runs this season. But yet the lines moved that much in his favor against Eovaldi. Eovaldi has bad numbers against Toronto. The other fishy line of the day. Nate knows. They are. The Miami Marlins. This one also makes sense. So the line moved 10 cents against the Padres. Heavy money, heavy bets on the Padres. The right-hander for the Padres is Steven Kolek. It's his first time in the starting rotation on 4 days rest. The Padres bats, also a problem. Since May 16th, San Diego is last in Major League Baseball, averaging just over 2 runs a game. Fernando Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, they have all, in the last 7 games, had a batting average of 150 or lower. And I saw the line move today and knew it. Marlins would win today after I had them yesterday. See? There you go. So, Marlins. That's the way that I would look at it. Patsy says, I like Strider bounce back big game versus Phillies. So in case you don't know about Spencer Strider and his regular season history against the Phillies, he's 8-0 with a 2.06 ERA in 9 career regular season games, 8 starts against the Phillies. The playoffs, bad. It's a complete difference. But we don't need to talk about it. It's not the playoffs. But Strider does have bad numbers against the Phillies in the playoffs, but very good in the regular season. You're also asking about McGill over 5.5 Ks today. I'll tell you why I don't like it, because I didn't bet it. I didn't mention it in the newsletter either. Let me find McGill. It's high, 6.5. The White Sox don't strike out a lot this year. The White Sox are averaging 25 unders and 13 overs against the White Sox this season. You can find that on the strikeout prop spreadsheet, the baseball prop spreadsheet on thepropqueen.com. If you subscribe to the newsletter as a premium subscriber, $18.99 a month, you're able to see the strikeout prop spreadsheet, which tells you that the Chicago White Sox do not strike out a lot. I'll even pull up the spreadsheet right now just to tell you, because that 6.5 number is really high against the low K rate team. 6.5. So McGill's a righty. We've seen in the last 10 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 of the last 10 righties to face the White Sox have gone over 6.5 or 5. You're talking 5.5. I'm saying 6.5 because that's what I saw today. So that's dropping too. But same thing. 2 of the last 10 have gone over 5.5 against the White Sox. And McGill's props clearly dropping because this morning it was 6.5 with minus 164 to the under. So I would completely stay away with Tyler McGill tonight against the Chicago White Sox. Here are some strikeout props that I would bet on tonight. Joe Ryan under 6.5 strikeouts. I would only take the under 6.5. I did see a drop to 5.5, but this was in the premium subscription on the propqueen.com, where you could have seen this for -140 if you were willing to lay the juice. Out of Ryan's 10 starts, he has faced 2 other low K rate lineups. Ryan had 5 strikeouts against St. Louis, 4 against Kansas City. Both of those starts were on the road, like he is tonight. There's been 21 unders and 14 overs against Tampa this year, with the Rays averaging just over 4 strikeouts a game against righty starters. In fact, 9 of the last 10 righties to face the Rays have gone under 6.5 Ks. On the other side of that game, we've got the Rays righty, Taj Bradley. I would take his under 5.5 strikeouts tonight. He's made 10 starts. It's a small sample size, but he's only faced 1 low K rate team. That was against the Royals, where Bradley punched out 2 Royals in 7 innings. That was at home. 30 unders, 13 overs against the Twins this year. Averaging 4 strikeouts a game for righty starters. 13 overs, 30 unders. That is a ton of unders because the Twins struck out a lot last year relative to this season. It's like a strikeout less per game. 9 of the last 10 righty starters to face Minnesota went under 5.5 Ks, so I would bet Bradley under 5.5 Ks. As for late night, I'm iffy on this one, but if you do want a plus money play and you're up late and you want to watch this game, Yankees lefty Carlos Rodon is pitching against the Angels. It's plus 115, plus 120 range. Rodon's gone over it in 4 of 6 starts against lineups with high strikeout rates against lefties. 2 of those 3 were on the road. Lefties, 6 of the 8 to face the Angels have gone over their strikeout prop, averaging just under 6 strikeouts a game. Ryan Yarbrough had 7 strikeouts against the Angels. Andrew Heaney, Patrick Corbin all had 6 to 8 strikeouts against the Angels. Not to mention Cy Young winner Tarek Skubal had 8 strikeouts against the Angels. So all these lefties have had success against LA. And Carlos Rodon has had a very good season, and he's also a lefty. And apparently on the road, 2 of 3 went over against high K rate teams. So I'm cool with it. If you want a good value play there at plus 115 for Rodon. He just always scares me. I'm a Yankees fan, and I've been scared of Rodon since even before he was a Yankee. Some matchups to watch tonight in baseball. So here are some overs you could take a look at. These are good matchups for these batters. Jarren Duran up against Savale. He's hitting 500. Small sample size. Chris Taylor, another small sample size, but 2 doubles and a homer against Rodon. Vladdy Guerrero, I mentioned it before. Great numbers against Nathan Eovaldi. He's hitting 435 with 2 doubles and a homer. Alejandro Kirk, small sample size, but still 2 doubles. Big boy. 2 doubles against Eovaldi. Austin Riley hitting 320 with 3 doubles, 2 homers against Ranger Suarez. Phillies first baseman, Bryce Harper, hitting 300 with 2 homers against Spencer Strider. Brandon Marsh also hitting well against Spencer Strider, 353 with a double and 2 homers. Paul Goldschmidt, he should play tonight. I think he was out of the lineup last night for the Yankees, hitting 333 with a double against Tyler Anderson. And also Juan Soto, which I left off this list, but he is in the PropQueen.com newsletter. If you subscribe, you'll see it at 6:02. Where is it? Juan Soto against Jonathan Cannon tonight. So I don't know if you remember this. If you're a Yankees fan, you might. Juan Soto had a 3 home run game, which was a career high for him last August. 2 of those home runs were against Jonathan Cannon of the White Sox. So I'm just saying that that's a good history too. Kirk total bases today is 1.5, which is high for fat catcher. I'm not calling people fat. That's not nice. He's a catcher. He's a little bigger, but he's 6 for 10. So who cares? Power and size. Unders. Jorge Soler's bad numbers against Carlos Rodon with 9 strikeouts. That's good for the over. Phillies catcher, JT Realmuto. It looks like CJ, but it's the C for catcher. Phillies catcher, JT Realmuto, hitting 136 with a double, but 12 strikeouts against Spencer Strider. Kyle Schwarber, a double and a homer, but 14 strikeouts against Spencer Strider. And Trey Turner, also struggling against Spencer Strider. 3 for 23 with a double, a home run, and 2 strikeouts. Spencer Strider is just always such a high number. And the reason that I didn't bet Strider over his strikeout prop was solely because it's always very high. And the Phillies have been extremely fluky this year when it comes to strikeout props. Like, I cannot trust the Philadelphia Phillies. I keep losing on their strikeout prop. I think I'm going to look right now. I might be about even. I might have fought back from below 500 on Philly strikeout props. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 on them. They're really hard to read because technically the Phillies are averaging just over 4 strikeouts a game when facing righty starters. They're averaging just under 6 strikeouts a game against lefty starters, but they have a low K rate, and every time I seem to bet them, like, okay, if you look at just Hoagland, we're not going to count because he doesn't count. But if you look at, like, German Marquez had 5 strikeouts against the Phillies. 5. Like, German Marquez's strikeout props 2, 3.5. How does he get 5? It was in that game at 2.5, 3.5 for Marquez. He had 5 strikeouts, but yet Paul Skeens can have 9. So I don't bet the Phillies strikeout props. Sorry, that's just a no for me. Sean Michael Ariel, you should do a contest of bets 1 for 30 days. Winner gets a date. No. Okay, we're just gonna rely on winners here. We got best bets of the day. It is our Royal Lux. I'm going back to my favorite strikeout props of the day. Joe Ryan under 6.5 strikeouts tonight is one of my favorite props. I gave this out this morning on the PropQueen.com newsletter, so if you can't get under 6.5 anymore, I'm sorry, but this has dropped 5.5 in some spots. Out of Ryan's 10 starts, he's faced 2 other low K rate teams, had 5 against St. Louis, 4 against Kansas City. All those were on the road. Righty starters, 14 overs and 21 unders when facing Tampa Bay, averaging just over 4 strikeouts a game. 9 of the last 10 have gone under 6.5 strikeouts when facing the Rays. On the other side of the game is Taj Bradley, who's pitching for the Rays. I also like his under 5.5 strikeouts. He's gone under in the one game he had against the low K rate team. That was the Royals. He stayed in that game 7 innings and only had 2 strikeouts. That game was at home too. There have been 30 unders out of the 43 righty starters that the Twins have seen this year. 30 of those 43 have gone under their strikeout prop, averaging 4 strikeouts a game. Another one, 9 of the last 10 have gone under 5.5 against Minnesota. I'm going to take the under on both these pitchers who are going head and head. I'm taking the under on both these pitchers who are going head to head tonight in Tampa Bay. That's it for me, the Prop Queen. Ariel Epstein here on this Tuesday edition of the Prop Queen Pod. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube page at Prop Queen Sports. Make sure to like and do all those things to help with our ratings and stuff. Also, the PropQueen.com newsletter. If you're a premium subscriber for $18.99 a month, you can get those premium subscriber newsletters where early in the morning you will get all of pretty much what I said on this show today, and you get it early. And then I say it for you on the show. And then if you missed anything I said on the show, you get the basic newsletter for $8.99 if you want it. Premium gets both. Premium gets this morning and the afternoon for $18.99. Basic subscribers only get for $8.99 the afternoon newsletter, which just dropped right now. So you can get everything I talked about on the show today. Good luck to all your bets, everybody. And I will see you guys. No bar tonight. No bar tonight. I am sitting on my couch. I'm going to watch the Knicks Pacers game soberly. Knicks choke. Is it really a choke anymore? No, it's just a disappointment. I'm going to try to make sure I don't get more sunburnt. I'm probably going to get some sushi tonight because I'm too lazy to cook. And I will see you guys tomorrow, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Prop Queen Pod.